Welcome back to the program from Jerusalem tonight. And now we turn to the war within Israel. At issue is the military draft and whether ultra-Orthodox Jews, also known as Haredim, should be exempted while the rest of their countrymen and women are required to serve. It's a debate that could bring down Israel's ruling coalition and an issue that raises fundamental questions about Israel's identity as a Jewish state. Here with me to discuss all of this tonight is Einat Wilf, member of the Israeli Knesset from the Secular Independence Party, and Yitzhak Pindris, he's the deputy mayor of Jerusalem and he's from the United Torah Party. Thank you both very much for coming to discuss this. And there have been protests just around the corner, Deputy Mayor. Ultra-Orthodox were protesting just this evening. Children as well, wearing handcuffs as if to say, dare us, we're going to jail. What is so wrong with asking such an important part of the Israeli society to serve, to help share the burden?
The question is not if a person has to serve or not, doesn't have to serve. The question we're facing now is a young boy that's studying the Torah. Should he be stopping to study the Torah and going to the army at the same time, or keeping on studying? And our belief is very obvious that our right to be in this country, after 2,000 years that we were exiled from this country, is the Bible. Okay, and if we don't have those young children studying the Bible, something will happen to our tradition. And there's no doubt, and I think everybody agrees, that what got us back here after 2,000 years all around the world is the tradition.
Do you buy that, Einat? You are as Jewish and as faithful as anybody here. Do you think that in order to maintain Israel and the Jewish people, that there has to be this group of students who's exempted from the kind of service that all the other Israelis have to perform?
I don't believe it's an either-or situation. This country was built by people who fought for it, who built it, and who also kept the traditions. I think you can do all of these things. I think there's nothing to prevent you from serving in the military and then studying religious texts for the rest of your life. I don't think that your degree of observance should mean that you have extra rights in society. And if you're actually arguing for that, it means that you don't really share in the society.
So let's frame this, we'll frame this sort of controversy right now, in that for a long time the ultra-Orthodox were exempted, and now the Supreme Court has struck that down, and the argument now is how to get them to serve and what will be penalties, if at all, and when they should serve. I guess people are saying that what we all know about Israel, about this state, is that the military has been a central focus. This is the unifying factor ever since its founding. And not only that, this is what gives young men and women a leg up in the economy afterwards. So again, with 56% of ultra-Orthodox in poverty in this country, wouldn't it be better for them?
First of all, we're not there yet, you know. Maybe I would be in a different job if we would be 50-60% of this country.
But it
I would
says
be deputy mayor. I would be sitting right by Einat Wilf in the Knesset. I don't think the issue is if Haredim will serve or not serve. That's not the issue. I served, a lot of my friends, Haredim, serve in the army. That's not the issue. The issue is, again, are we going to limit the numbers of people that could study? Are we going to take people that are over those numbers and put them into jail? Those are the things that are now talked about. Those are the things that the committee that was established are talking about. We're not talking about to have any benefits or new opportunities for Orthodox that want to go to the army, how to serve in the army, how to serve any other public service. Those are not the issues now. The issues now is a lot more, I would say, trying to use for political reasons, giving certain numbers, that limiting the numbers. Like, what do they want to happen? A father will decide, okay, one child is going to study, the other three will go to the army. If you want to give benefits, kids that go and serve in the army, no problem. Yeah. You want to help them to have opportunities to go to the army, no problem. But the issue is, right now, is
Mr. Mayor,
that issue that since the country was established has been going on.
But yes, but the father of this country, David Ben-Gurion, had 400 Torah students to worry about. Now it's something like 60,000. And they are getting benefits. They're almost being paid not to work and not to go to the army. And it is total welfare. And so people are saying, we can't do this anymore. There has to be a shared burden. But let me ask you this. Would it help the IDF or hurt it to have this population in its ranks? They say they have to have special food and special kitchens. They have to be segregated from women. They're not educated in many of the secular, let's say, the intellectual sciences that most people are in the army. Would it be more of a hassle?
If they insist on all the things you mentioned, and most of them do, it would be more of a hassle. I think that Israel should not agree, for example, to segregated units where they're considered sterile from women. No women are in sight. I think this is something we should not agree to. Many of them demand to be drafted at a much later age, at which point the military pays them a lot of money. They're not really serving. I believe that either you serve like everyone else under the same conditions, and if you do, don't, but then the state will only provide its benefits to those who serve. Solidarity is a two-way street.
So obviously this is something that's going on in the Knesset right now.
Yes.
Your Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, has an unprecedented coalition. And I know he has been trying to figure out a way to deal with this, but some are saying that, you know, he's basically capitulating to the ultra-Orthodox because he did disband part of the committee that was meant to deal with this. Do you think he will deal with this? Or, in other words, how do you think he'll choose?
The problem is that all the solutions right now on the table are a different form of bribery. And I believe that one should not be bribed into doing the right thing. And all the ideas right now are about giving benefits and money in order to let the Haredi serve. I say they either serve like everyone else, or if they don't, it means they have taken themselves out of Israeli society and they're not part to our social welfare and benefit system. And the Prime Minister right now, I believe, is choosing between many bad choices, all of which are a form of bribery, and that's not the way to go.
How do you respond to that?
Because we're talking about something that we really believe in, I don't think that any financial moves will do anything. Like, okay, so they don't want us to have benefits, they don't want us to have rights, they don't want us to have health care. We'll deal with it.
How?
But because we believe in it. I mean, for 2,000 years we went with the same thing everywhere in the world. It's not something that started in Israel. We believe in what we believe. We believe that that's our right for our lives in this part of the region. I mean, these threats and these talks are not going to lead us to anywhere. I don't think it's going to. If you want to really do something to get the Orthodox to feel more comfortable in the army, there's things that could be done. But I don't think any threats and any kinds of laws that will be passed against Orthodox, no matter how big the coalition is going to change. I believe our belief, our tradition, or our way of life.
Do you not admit that actually there have been a number of Haredim, of ultra-Orthodox, who've gone into the military? There's some sort of more than 1,000 or so.
There should be a larger number, but it's not by.
But they've done better when they come out. They've gone into jobs which have helped them out. No,
I don't know what you're talking about done better. I'm out in a job. I have brothers that are sitting and studying, and I admire them. And I think that whoever could put his life into sitting and studying the tradition is a lot more important than a person like me that went out and got a nice position outside.
All right. And what if the rule comes down that, okay, this is the way it's going to be, the numbers are going to have to be increased?
I believe that everybody knows, okay? Everybody knows. And I believe 100% of the people that are dealing with it, if they're not ignorant, they know that a law, if that type of law of putting that type of pressure is not going to change the situation. There's other ways of doing it, and I think it's been done for a lot more for political reasons.
We'll be watching this incredible story. Einat Wilf, Yitzhak Pindrus, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you. Welcome to Israel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. The history of the Jewish people is filled with arch enemies from Haman to Hitler, but there have also been unexpected allies. You'll meet them from the most unexpected of places, ancient Persia, which is now Iran, when we come back.